Hello YouTube and welcome back. Tonight I'm going to be giving you guys a first look at Dragon Age Inquisitions, which just dropped a couple hours ago on Origin. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Origin either. I don't really like having to do anything with EA, but they do have BioWare on their squad, which is one studio I really haven't been able to get away from. Now, I've had this one on pre-order for a while, and I've been looking forward to today for a long time, especially when I started checking out reviews for this one. I think that the media got their hands on this about a week ago, but like the rest of you guys, I've had to wait for the official release date, which was tonight. So it's about 1 or 2 in the morning now, and I've had a chance to play with it for a few hours, and I wanted to give you guys a little bit of gameplay and my first impressions. So, as we see here, the character creator is really robust. It's a little bit strange in terms of the way that the UI works, but you get a handle on it pretty quickly. I'd put it right up there with Bethesda's latest offerings in terms of the customizability. Yeah, definitely ESO, Skyrim, it holds a torch. I will say, however, that with only 4 races to choose from, it feels a little bit limiting there. But the lore of Dragon Age doesn't really support a rich cast of exotic races, and so I don't really mind that too much. One thing that I've always really liked about the Dragon Age universe is that it is technically high fantasy without necessarily feeling like high fantasy. It's always been pretty well grounded. And I go so far as to call it probably the most low fantasy offering in gaming. And by low fantasy, of course, I don't mean to say that it's a low quality game, quite the opposite. Low fantasy to me really is just kind of defined as a fantasy setting with enough plausibility to suspend disbelief. While magic exists in the Dragon Age universe, it's explained by its relation to the Fade, which is kind of like a shadow world. And as tropes in and of themselves, I've always been a huge fan of Secret Door and Shadow World themes. So with that said, I've been looking forward to Inquisitions for a while. I wasn't a huge fan of DA2, though I played it. I still find myself playing Origins for the tactical combat. The action-based combat in games like this usually contributes to it feeling shallow, and that was definitely the case for me in DA2. Origins, though, is still on my hard drive, and right along Skyrim. It's one of those RPGs that has so much replay value, I just don't see a reason to uninstall it. So, does Inquisition hold up to Origins in terms of depth? Does it still offer that rich development and exploration? Because DA2 was, in a word, unimpressive. And BioWare now kind of has a chance to pull the series out of the fire. So have they done it, or have they put out the second mediocre title in a row for the series, essentially relegating the success of Origins to the history books? Well, while I'll be doing a full review once I've had some more time with the game, I have to say it looks like BioWare has done a really great job here. The textures are just beautiful. The sound design is really good. It feels very immersive. Mechanics are sound, it's well optimized, progression is deep, exploration is always right there if you want it, and it's built around a really compelling story and a metagame mechanic, which I'll get a little bit more into. You know, it does feel a little bit floaty, which is a huge pet peeve of mine, especially in action-based RPGs. BioWare titles have always kind of felt a little bit floaty to me. The Old Republic, even the old KOTOR games, all still had that kind of feeling of floatiness about them. So I won't really hold it against this game too badly. I've kind of gotten used to it over time with BioWare, and it definitely fills that out in other ways. Overall, I'm having a blast with it, and I'd say my sentiments definitely echo that of primary reviewers. I'll reserve an actual score for the review, but for now I'll just say that if you've been eyeing this one for a while, it's definitely worth checking out. I haven't encountered any launch hiccups either, which isn't necessarily remarkable for a single-player title, but it's always nice not to have authentication issues or other login issues on day one. Besides a bit of input lag, it's hard to find anything wrong with the game so far. In fact, I've been honestly thinking about playing the whole time I've been putting together this video, and that's kind of the best thing that I can say about a game. So I'll get you guys a full review soon, and I will be putting up some more vids on Inquisition as well. Check out my channel if you haven't already. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll leave you guys with a little bit of gameplay. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.